Hey guys, what's going on out there in YouTube land? I've got another review for you today, and this time it's an unboxing and looking at an old. Um, I don't want to call this classic. It hasn't had very high ratings in general online, so I'm a little bit suspicious. But I've been a fan a long time of Pal Zileri, or Pal Zileri, from Italia. So this was introduced in 2006 in Eau de Toilette, and it comes in a 75 ml or a 2.5 ounce bottle. And it's kind of a sporty looking bottle. So let's open this baby up. I think I got this on, I forget, Fragrance Net or one of those other websites for about 25 bucks or thereabouts. Under 30, I know. So who cares about the box? Don't care about that, but that's the bottle, and that is the very attractive, sort of coppery, shiny, almost a raspberry copper. And I don't know if the camera can pick this up. I'll try to angle it. It says LAB there. It's actually embossed or pressed into the cap. Pretty good looking cap. Anyways, this is, let me check online real quick. Okay. So on one of the famous websites, scored very, very highly on that on said website, and it's said to have orange, mandarin orange, bergamot, and the top notes and middle notes include cyclamen, jasmine, and ylang ylang. I'm not sure if that's the way you really say that or not. And base notes are amber, musk, guaiac wood, and cedar. I'm sure it has a bunch of other stuff in there. Those are just the things they wanted to point out. As I discovered recently from a friend who knows a lot more about perfumes than I do. I would say a lot of perfumes and colognes in the market actually have well over 60 ingredients, and it's very rare that they have below 20 to 30. It's not unheard of, but it's quite rare, and they won't list all of those, unfortunately, because part of the reason obviously is to protect their recipe, but quite frankly, a lot of the herbaceous and woodsy and resinous components, it takes a lot of them just to make sort of one accord or just one or two notes. So it doesn't really behoove the end user to know that, oh, it takes 20 ingredients to make two different scents, as it were. I mean, it's nice, it's interesting, but at the end of the day, if all you can smell is one or two different main accords or notes, or bass notes or heart notes or upper top notes, it sounds cool. It's good to know that it has 90 ingredients in it or whatever, but if all your notes can detect is maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, do you really need to know that it has more than that? Probably not. At any rate, let's get into this. So I'm very hopeful this will smell better than those reviewers were claiming, but maybe not. So looks like a very average, somewhat small, slightly flimsy feeling. I mean, anyways, let's do the thing. Oh, pretty good little sprayer. That's actually a lot more coverage than I thought it would give me. So, yeah, oof, little alcoholic blast there. Let it dry down a little bit. What do I get? Oh. Ooh. Oh, man. That is quite nice, actually. Wow. It's I see what they're saying. It's not super unique and it's not super distinctive. But I will tell you what it is. It's like a much, much, much better version of Burberry. Like Burberry Intense Pour Homme done by Italy. So it has a little more zest. It has a little more velvet sensuality to it. Oh hell yes. I could rock this any day, all day, every day. Now, as far as silage and projection, projection, um, that I don't know because I just opened the scent and just popped it on. So probably not great. I would imagine. I'd probably some of these lighter Palasileri freshies tend to die down in my experience, and I'm a big Palasileri fan. I've been using the Zileri fragrances for probably close to 10 years, honestly. And I haven't tried all their fragrances, but I probably owned about 6 or 7, and most of them die down to more or less a skin scent after the first 2 to 4 hours, depending. And of course, guys, one thing that we need to remember out there in fragrance la la land is that often just because we can no longer smell a scent on our skin, except for maybe doing this and kind of going, yeah, I get a hint, doesn't mean, and trust you, me, doesn't mean that our neighbors and friends around us cannot smell us. They often do. And often I'm surprised that people comment to me after a 5 hour, sweat shift, and they'll say, "Oh man, what are you wearing? It smells so good." I'm like, "What?" I lost the smell of that like hours ago, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, it's very clear to me." Oh yeah. So just keep that in mind. I think a lot of us as reviewers out there on the internet, on YouTube, and whatever site we may be on, often assume that if we don't smell after the second hour, the fourth hour, the sixth hour, that it's dead and it's just a skin scent. And that's so often not true. So I do think a lot of perfumes out there and colognes are getting a pretty bad rap on longevity that they don't deserve, simply because we aren't powerfully smelling the scent after whatever amount of time has gone by. So just keep in mind, ask someone before you crucify the next fragrance longevity factor and drag it through the mud, saying, "Oh, it quit working after 2 hours. Oh, what a dog! It quit working after 1 hour." You would be surprised. It probably kept working 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. Sure, it died down, but it kept on working. It kept on, effusing this delicious aroma that you weren't aware of because I think we sort of neutralize to our fragrances as we go throughout the day. And I think it's important to remember that. So this is a little bit soapy. I wouldn't call it powdery because it's a little too creamy for that. There's a little bit of musk, but it's very, very muted, very subtle. It's one of the more subtlest uses of musk I've ever encountered. I think I am getting some of the jasmine and ylang ylang. Just a hint of bergamot, not a whole lot. Let me give it one more little blast. I think I'm getting a hint of the mandarin orange, but it's not a strong. It's more on the opening to me. The mandarin orange and the bergamot is more on the immediate opening. Maybe some of the cyclamen. I am getting some of the cedar, but it's sort of muted and in the background. More than anything, though, if I was just being very general, it smells like a really, really good aftershave, like from Italia. You know what I mean? It's got that little creamy barber, soapy essence, creamy. It smells really good. But if you're looking for something super distinctive, or that's just gonna just cloy the room up, this is definitely not gonna be your cup of tea. I think this would be great going to the gym. I think you could going out into town, going boating, going fishing, going to the mall, going shopping, whatever. It's just, I think you could get away with this anywhere. You could go to church, you could go to the library, you could go to the, your workplace, you could go to a romantic evening out. I mean, it would even be fine for clubbing, except again, just don't expect this to be like a beast or a monster. But if you're someone that's more mature, and you're not going to worry about this until you get down, if you get lucky, or if you're going dancing with your mate or your loved one or your partner. Sure, this is not a traditional. I'm not calling this a club scent in any shape, fashion, or form. It's not. Probably not the greatest date scent, but it's a great scent. And so if you just want to smell fresh and clean, a little bit sexy, a little bit sensuous, sort of like, again, Burberry Intense done by Italy, then I think you should give this a check out. Just check it out and give it a try. Guys, for between 25 and $30. Seriously, rocking some Italian cologne. Give me a freaking break, from a great design house. Give it a shot. Again, spray often, spray well. And until next time, catch you on the rebound. Thanks, guys. Peace.